We talked about hiking and camping. We talked about some of the differences, and you also talked about your experiences with camping and hiking. We talked about some of the equipment we take when going camping and hiking. We talked about the camping stove for cooking. We talked about waterproof clothing, which is also quite important when you're camping, a torch, spare batteries, a rucksack, which is a really big bag to keep your sleeping bag and everything else. So we talked about this. We also listened to the conversation between Rebecca and Lisa about camping. And the last thing we did, we divided all these sentences. We divided them into 4 groups. One group for giving advice. For example, like group A, could you give me some advice? What else do you think we should take with us? What do you do? Or what should we do if we get lost? Do you think it's a good idea to tell someone where we're going? All of this is giving advice. And part B is, part A is asking for advice. Part B is giving advice. If I were you, I'd buy a new tent. Make sure you take plenty of warm clothes, blah, 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 blah. And the rest of group B, this is all giving advice. Then we have part C. So part C is actually giving warnings. So things like don't wear new boots or else you'll get blisters. Whatever you do, don't lose sight of each other. We also have be careful when you're crossing rivers. This is also an important warning. Watch out for wolves. So all of these are examples of warnings. And the last part is how you can respond to advice or warnings. So we talked about this. Now we've got an exercise. So here we have an exercise. We have Mia and Zach. So what we're gonna do is, maybe it's better if I show you both pages. Let's see, I think this would be better, because this way you can see both of it. Let's see. All right, can you, we can't see all of it, but you can see A and B. So you can see asking for advice and giving advice. So my point is, what we want to do here in exercise number 5, we want to choose the correct words or the correct phrases so we can complete this conversation, because we have a conversation between Mia and Zach. All right. So maybe Sana, you can be Mia and Malak can be Zach. But I think maybe you need a minute first to choose the correct answers. And whenever you need to, if you want me to just move down scroll down so you can check warnings and you can check responding to advice, just let me know, okay? So let's start with number 5 and let's choose the correct answers.
The picture is a change.
You can't see the book?
No, but not the same page.
Yes, it's not the same page. Here it is, because it's both pages. Because I need you to do number 5, and also you're gonna get the answers from the left side. Do you get the idea? Because here in question number 5,
yes.
can you read? Can you see what it says? It says choose the correct words. So if you don't want to look at number 3, you don't have to, but maybe it will help you. This is the idea. Do you get the idea, Sana? Is it clear what you need to do in exercise 5?
Yes. I finished it already.
Right. Okay. Excellent. So this means Malak, you should only do Zach, because Sana is going to take Mia.
Yes, I finished.
All right, excellent. Okay, so let's start the conversation. Let me zoom in a little bit. So, okay. All right, so you can start, Sana. You're Mia.
Okay. I am going sailing with some friends next weekend. Could you give me some advice?
We'll make sure you always hold onto something, and you'd better wear like jacket in case you fall in.
Yes, that sounds like good advice. What do you think I should take with me?
Well, it's worth taking some sun cream, just in case you can get very burnt on boat without realizing it.
That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. And what should we do if the weather changes?
If I were you, I'd come back in immediately. Better safe than sorry. Oh, and watch out from other bots or friends.
Ferries. Can you repeat 16
Fairies,
again,
yes.
Malak? Oh, and
Okay.
watch out.
Watch out from other bots or fairies.
Okay, so when we say watch out, we should say watch out for. Watch out for.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Thanks. That's really helpful.
Right. That's great. So this is a quick example, a quick conversation of someone asking for advice. Mia is asking for advice. And of course, Zach is helping her. He's giving her advice. This is the idea. All right, really nice. All the answers are okay. So now we need to move on to number 6. We have something kind of similar. So here in number 6, it says, look at this advice for people visiting the UK. All right. It says here, fill in the gaps with these words and phrases. So here we have a box with some advice, maybe a few warnings also for anybody who wants to visit the UK. So this is like a list of do's and don'ts, things you should do, things you shouldn't do, and so on. So number 1, it says, don't forget to book hotels before you travel. What about number 2? What do you think? You take
Maybe
some,
make sure.
right, make sure you take some warm clothes. That's correct, make sure you take some warm clothes. What about number 3?
Whatever you do, yeah.
Okay, can you complete it?
Don't drive when you are in London. Use the
I think be careful.
What do you think, Malak?
Be careful.
But usually when we say be careful, usually we can't say be careful, don't, be careful.
Or it's a good, no.
Actually, Sana's answer is
Whatever
correct.
you do, yes.
Yeah. Whatever you do is the best one in number 3. Correct. All right, what about number 4, Malak?
It's a good idea to book theater tickets in advance.
That's right. It's a good idea to book theater tickets in advance. It's a good idea. All right, and the next one, Sana, what do you think?
Don't spend all your time in London. There is so much to see in the rest of the UK.
Okay. Number 6, what do you think, Malak?
Be careful. Be careful.
That's it. Yes. Be careful. Be careful. Where's the letter B? Okay. And what about next one, Sana?
If I were you, I would visit the UK in May. It's really beautiful at that time of year.
If I were you. Correct. And the last one, Malak, means
It's worth. It's worth.
It's worth taking. It's worth taking an umbrella. It's worth taking an umbrella. Okay, so this is general advice if you're looking or if you're thinking of visiting the UK. Maybe this can help you. All right. Okay. Now it says here, write 5 warnings. This is nice. Okay, so we want to make a similar list for Libya, similar to this. But here we can mix it. We don't have to use the same advice. So we can maybe say, make sure. This means it's better if we return the answers, so we can change them a little bit. So remember now we want to change all of this about Libya, okay? So don't forget to what? So let's say I'm a Japanese tourist who wants to visit Libya, okay? So can you give me maybe 4 points of advice from this list, Sana? And you can change it a little bit, just use the beginning. You can say, make sure you, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you do, don't, blah, blah, blah. Don't spend, da, 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 and so on. So you can use the beginning and then change a little bit to make it okay. For Libya.
Okay.
And you don't have to do it in order, Sana. You can choose randomly from the list. You don't
Okay.
have to do in order. Mhm.
Okay. Make sure you take some light clothes especially in the summer, because especially in Libya, the weather in the summer it's very hot.
Mhm. Good, that's good advice. Make sure you take some light clothes, or make sure you take some summer clothes. Okay, good.
Mhm.
Mhm. What
Okay.
else?
Don't spend all your time in Tripoli.
Mhm.
Yes, there is there is so much to see in the rest of the Libya,
Right.
like Ghadames and Tarhuna and Gharian, maybe.
Wa alaikum salam.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Okay, that's good.
وعليكم السلام.
That's
Salam.
good. That's good advice, Sana. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So don't spend all your time in Tripoli. Great. Okay.
Okay. If I were you, I would visit Tripoli in the winter, not in the summer, because in the winter the weather it's not very hot and not very cold. It's in the middle.
Nice, good advice.
Mhm.
And the last piece of advice you have?
Okay. I think because nowadays Libya is not safe, and be careful if you will kidnap.
Be careful when
Maybe.
visiting maybe empty places, or when visiting. Or you could say be careful when going out at night.
Yes, not at night, even in
Even in the day.
yeah. I think sometimes not at the empty place. Sometimes crowded,
Crowded.
and you will you will kidnap.
You'll get kidnapped. So maybe we can give him an advice. We can say, whatever you do, don't come to Libya. So this is the best advice.
Maybe, yes.
Because this advice, he won't need to give him any other advice.
Yes.
Just one advice. Okay, one piece of advice. No, I think your advice is good. Yeah.
But I think nowadays, if someone come here in Libya, especially from the abroad, and there is a place here, I don't know where exactly, just to stay at this place, not go out. And some people like bodyguard and go with you in the work and come back.
I
Like
see.
what, like us, some French people come here in Libya, and like this, stay at the place, not go out, and there is a bodyguard go to work, after that come back with the bodyguard, not alone.
Yeah,
There is a
they're
company
protected.
or there is a company or like this, because I asked the French guide, and he don't tell me where exactly.
Where they're staying.
He's afraid from
It's a
me.
Palm city in Janzur.
Yeah,
No,
Palm
not in
City.
Janzur.
Yeah.
Not in Janzur. No.
Another place.
Yes, another place.
Yeah, Palm City, I think, is one of them.
From me.
Yeah, because it's part of their security system. They don't say where they're staying. They don't.
Yes. Even I asked him twice. He don't tell me anything.
Yeah, because that's what they tell them. They tell them, don't say where you live. Because if
Yes.
they tell you, maybe you tell me, maybe I tell another one, and maybe another one will tell, you know, so they don't want this. They want to keep everything, because they know this is a country with no law, no security, no nothing. So they have to do these things to stay safe. All right, okay. So this is good advice. I like what you said. So the idea is you can use these phrases to give advice, to give warnings, to recommend things, and so on. All right, so let's talk about our last part here. We have a bit of pronunciation. So we have two diphthongs, which are, you know, vowels which have two sounds, like ear, and where. So there's a change. And the last one is a long vowel. Earthquake, learn, and so on. So I'm going to play the track. I want you to hear the difference between them, and then we'll try to group them in the right, the ones in the box, we'll try to group them according to the sound. So let me take you first to the track. So this is CD2, track 17, 37. Track 2, 37. Right, here we are. So let's listen to the first group.
Track 37. 1.
Ear, ear. Beard, disappear.
2.
Air, where. Bear, pear.
3.
Earthquake, learn. Search.
All right, so these are the three sounds we have. Now, I want you to guess from this box number 2, just let me know, do you think it's the first sound, the ear sound, or do you think it's the second sound, the air, or is it the last one, the like earthquake, learn, search? Which sound is it? So we have number 1 here, it's ear sound, the second sound, the first sound. What about this word, the next word? Is it 1, 2, or 3? What do you think? Who can guess? What does early sound like? Early, does it sound like
I think 2.
2?
Early. Yeah, where?
Okay, what
Here.
about the next one? Don't think of the spelling. Just say it and compare it.
Number 1, I think. Scare.
Okay.
Bear.
Next word.
Nightmare. Air. I think number 1, air. Nightmare.
Okay, next one.
Erin.
Aaron, third
I
one.
think number 1.
One of you thinks it's number 1. What about the next? The television is really loud, Malak. What about this word?
Near.
Near.
2.
Okay.
Like where? Yeah. Software.
The
Where?
number 2, yeah. Near
Two.
where?
Mm.
Software.
Software.
Software number 2.
Where?
Number
Yeah.
2.
Okay. It's about this word.
Fear.
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 I think 1.
Number 1.
1.
Fear.
Okay.
Spare. Spare.
Hmm.
Number 1. Like disappear.
Spare.
Spare. Spare.
Disappear.
What do you think? 1, 2,
No,
or 3?
spare. I think
Spare.
it's number 2.
Like
Okay.
where? Spare.
Like where? Yeah.
What about this one?
Heard. 3. I
1.
think.
1. I think 1.
Blair. Heard.
Like bird.
Heard.
1.
But this is not bird. This is beard.
I
Beer.
know. Oh, yeah. Bird. Hair.
I think
I think you're.
Blair.
I think if because
3.
if you,
3.
okay, if you're focusing on the spelling, you're gonna make a mistake. The spelling
Hair.
has no relationship to the sound.
Mm.
You have to say it and hear it and compare it because it's a pronunciation exercise. So you have to ignore the spelling, ignore it completely because it's pronunciation.
Beer. Beer.
Uh-huh.
Beer.
So what do you think? 1, 2, or 3?
2 maybe.
Okay. Next one.
Stare. Glaring. Stare.
What do you think? What do you think, Haja? This word.
Number 2, maybe.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Okay. And what about the next one?
Married.
Murder.
What do you think, Haja? 1, 2, or 3?
Number 1.
Okay. What about this word? Volunteer.
Volunteer. 2. Where?
2. Fear.
Okay. Next one.
Tearing.
3.
Okay. This one.
Engineer.
It's like a disappear.
Okay. So.
Number.
No,
Number 1.
All right. This word.
Fair.
Like where?
So this means
2.
2. Okay.
Further.
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 What do you think, Hash? Further.
I think number 2.
Okay. The next one.
Sure.
Number 1.
It's number 2, I think.
2.
No, number 1, yes.
All right. Next one.
Yeah.
Hair. Like where?
Number 3.
3. Okay. Malak thinks 3. What about this one?
Work.
What do you think? Is it 1 or is it 2 or is it 3?
I think 2. I
2.
think 2.
All right, let's find out. How many of these do you think are correct? Most of them, or half of them, or more or less? What do you think?
Maybe less.
Less than, you think less than half?
Yeah.
No, I think more than half.
More than half. So we have the optimistic and the pessimistic. Let's see. Let's listen and find out.
Track 38. 1,
Ear, here, near, fear, beer, volunteer, engineer, cheer,
2,
air, scared, nightmare, software, spare, stairs, fair, hair,
3,
early, earn, heard, murder, turn, further, burglar,
Okay, so not so bad. It's okay. Some mistakes, but I think it's okay. I think that your biggest mistake is you're looking at the spelling. I noticed more than once. You're checking if it's the same spelling. You're saying it's the same, and this is the trick. It's not related to the spelling at all, because sometimes it's EA and it's not the same. For example, beard. Can you see beard? EA, but it's pronounced beard. Beard. Yeah. Yeah. But in bear, you also have EA, but it's pronounced bear, bear, bear. And in the last one, again, EA again, but it's pronounced learn, learn, earthquake. So it's the same two letters are pronounced 3 different ways, to get the idea. And this is the trick, because this is phonetics, pronunciation. And pronunciation is never related to spelling in English. It's not like Arabic. All right, so last part here, it says, circle the one with the different sounds. So what do you think? So here we have burglar, near, learn. Learn and burglar are the same, near is different. What about number 2? Which one is different from these 3 in number 2?
Mother.
Right, correct. Number 3, which one is different?
Care.
What do you think? What do you think, Haja? Which one is different from this group, number 3? Okay, let's leave number 3. What about number 4? What do you think?
Further. Here. Here.
I think here.
Right, that's correct. And number 5?
Disappear. There. Here.
Disappear.
Disappear is like fear.
Fear, yeah.
No,
fear.
fear and disappear are the same.
Pear.
Bear.
Bear.
So which one is different?
Bear.
Yeah. Bear is different. Bear is like where and pear.
Where?
But the other 2, fear, disappear.
Disappear.
What about number 6?
Where? Earthquake. Tear. I think
Earthquake.
earthquake.
Correct. Earthquake is different. Where and turn.
Nightmare. Nightmare. Scared. Yeah. Scared.
Scared.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Ear.
Ear is different.
Eh.
Nightmare and
Right.
scare is
Correct.
Mm.
Ear is different.
But
And the last one, the last group.
engineer. Sheer. Air.
early.
Right.
Early.
Correct. That's
Tear.
right.
Tear.
Search. Pair. Stairs. Pair. Stairs. Search.
Search.
Search is different because search is like learn, like earthquake. It's the sound, but pair and stairs is number 2. Search number 3 from the third group.
Doctor,
Yes.
there will be a question in the exam pronunciation.
No listening questions.
Okay, it's better, I think.
Yeah, I think it's better too. Yes.
Because I will be 0.
Yeah, this is it's okay because usually pronunciation in English is not, it's not very easy. I think I agree with you.
Yes.
I think this is the hardest part in
Yes.
English, in my opinion. I always say it.
Mm.
Whenever
It's
someone
difficult.
says English is easy, I'll say the grammar is easy, yes, maybe, but the pronunciation of English is not easy, and
Yes.
it's difficult even for other people, not only Arab speakers
Also
like us.
for native, I think. Because everyone pronounce in their dialects. It's not easy.
Yeah, there are
Easy to hear it from.
there are differences in dialects and in countries and in regions. That's true. But the problem with pronunciation is the variety of vowels. There are just so many of them, so many different words with different variations. This is the tricky part of English. Okay, so let's talk about something different. We're going to talk a little bit about health. And in this lesson, we'll also talk about relative clauses. So relative clauses is one of the topics which I think are not really difficult. They're kind of easy, but very important. And I think if we want to translate them, there's only one word. In Libyan, we just use one word to translate all of those. We just use, I'm going to write it. It's very silly, but it's true. Oops. In Libya, whenever we want to use a relative clause, نستعمل احنا في بالدارجة نقول اللي بمعنى so in English, if you say that's, let's use an English example. That's the man who won the prize. مثلا. So this means who هي هذه أداة الوصل. هي لو منديرها بالفصحى ذلك الرجل الذي فاز بالجائزة. الذي هي أدوات الوصل. الذي، التي، اللاتي، اللتان بالفصحى. لكن بالليبي احنا مجرد نقولوا اللي، فكلهم نقدر نديروهم باللي. الراجل اللي ربح، المكان اللي مشيت له، الكتاب اللي استعملته، وهكذا. So, but in English you need to pay attention how to use them. But again, like I said, they're not too difficult. So we're going to talk in detail about them, how to use them, and how to control them. But first of all, let's start with some vocab. Let's talk a little bit about health. And let's start here with this question. So this is a bit of an open question for you. and it's asking, do you think you have a healthy diet? Malak, do you think you have a healthy diet? Or do you think you have an unhealthy diet? What do you think?
Unhealthy diet.
But why? Why do you think you have an unhealthy diet? Is there a reason?
No, because I want to lose a lot of weight, maybe.
Okay.
And
But
that's what
you're focusing on. But are you saying that you can't lose weight if you're eating healthy food? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think I have some mistake in
your diet.
in food.
Okay.
Because I focus on some sort of food and ignore other, like vegetables. I don't like vegetables.
Okay, but what do you like?
Meat.
Just meat? Only meat?
Yes. And no, I like fruit. But vegetables I don't like.
I see. Okay. What about you, Sana and Hajar? Do you have a similar problem? Do you think your diets are unhealthy, or do you think they're healthy? And how often do you eat these healthy, unhealthy things? How often do you eat them? What about you, Sana?
Okay. For me, I start to do the diet from after the last Ramadan. Because yes, when I go to the doctor and I measure my weight, and I choked when I see my weight.
When you see the numbers moving on the weight, like that, right?
Yeah. No, not like that. Not 100, no, but for me.
No, I'm just joking, because I have the same experience too. when I stopped using the weight balance for a long time,
Yes.
and when I used it the first time, I was like, wow, that's a huge change.
Yes, when I come back to my home, and I always go to the mirror, and yes, I'm overweight now. I want to be slim.
But
From that time, I
that's
start
great.
to do diet.
That's excellent.
Yes.
That's great, right? Do you feel it has improved your weight and your life and your health? Because if you started last Ramadan, this is almost a full year now, right? 11 months now?
Yeah, no, nowadays 10? No, because nowadays no, I start to do like yes, not a lot of eat it, but especially the bread. If the people give up bread, it will be better, I think.
But you still eat bread?
Not the normal one. I eat it.
The brown bread.
Brown. Yes.
But
not,
do you eat a lot of it? Do you eat a lot of it?
No. Especially in the dinner, I don't eat except fruit or with the yogurt.
That's good. So this means your diet is good. It's healthy, I think now. Better maybe than before the diet. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and sometimes I eat it up to 6 o'clock.
And you stop eating?
Noon. Yes, after that I stop. Sometimes, except yogurt. And
only yogurt? Okay. So you only eat yogurt and that's all?
Yes. It's less fat, not full fat.
Yes, skimmed. Yes. It's skimmed yogurt.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's interesting. And did you feel that your diet was effective? Did you lose a lot of weight or not a lot of
Yes.
weight?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
did?
yes. Nowadays when the people
See you.
long time not see me, when I say yes, you are.
You're Sana? No, it's
Wow.
impossible. Wow.
Not because my face it's
Smaller now.
affected a lot. Yeah,
Mm.
not smaller, maybe big. I don't know.
But this is good. This means if your diet worked and you lost a lot of weight, this is great news, right?
Yes,
Mm.
no, it's good. Yeah, for me, I feel like it's light and not some when I especially before I eat it a lot of bread, especially in the night. Sometimes two.
Two loaves of bread, the big ones. Did you eat two big loaves of bread?
Yes, yes. And when I go to the bed, I feel I couldn't take the air, and sometimes I feel annoyed. Not yes,
But
but
what you did is
now when
great.
I
Yeah, you took a great step and you
yeah
stopped this and you. I
yes
think that's
now
great.
yes I sleep comfortable and it's okay.
But you don't do any exercise, or do you do any exercise? Do you maybe run or walk or something?
Yeah, in the beginning, in the summer, yes, yes, I do some walk just in my area. Yes,
That's
but
good.
now because it's the winter and there is no time, I think that's why.
Okay. Interesting story. Did you have Hajid?
I
Yeah.
like to join. I like to join club, but the problem now, I think there is music, and that's I don't like music,
I think
and
it's
a lot of
I think
club.
it's a lot worse than just music. There's also Corona now, so
Yeah, I know. Yes, now Corona and the music and um, even my work, I don't have time because sometimes I work it up to 3 o'clock.
Mhm.
And yes, there is no time for that.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. Let's check Hajid now. Hajid, do you have a similar experience? Have you also lost a lot of weight, or do you want to maybe lose a lot of weight?
No,
No.
I want to get weight because
Ah,
I have used to go a doctor to
to increase your
um,
weight.
yes.
So I think you should go visit Sana, stay with Sana for a week, and you'll get 50 kilos back. follow her diet, her
Yeah,
two loaves at night. I think it's a
this
great diet.
this problem of my
Maybe
sister.
I
My
will
sister
cook for
getting
her.
diet.
I will cook for her.
And cook for me too. I like food.
Yeah.
Mm,
I eat a lot, but I didn't get weight.
mm, I see. And what did your
I
doctor
hate
say?
these people.
People who
Yeah,
eat and don't get fat.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
The lucky people ever. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
lucky people,
Yes.
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 Yeah.
And what did the doctor tell you when he said? Did he say you don't eat the right things, or did he say how
No,
did he explain them? What did he say to you?
no. Just he said it's okay
Mm-hmm.
because your health is good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, yeah. So yeah,
Just
that's
eat
your
more.
body. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, very interesting. So we have almost an opposite situation here with Hajar.
Yeah.
But other than gaining weight or wanting to gain weight, what about the choice of the things you eat? I mean, the food. Do you think you eat healthy food in general? Does it have a lot of, for example, grains and fruit and vegetable, that kind of thing? Or do you think, or does it have a lot of junk? Your diet.
Some days I eat a lot of junk food, but sometimes I eat fruits, vegetable. I like healthy food.
Nice. So this means you have a kind of balanced diet.
Yes, because I didn't like bread very much, so I like vegetables.
Okay, so this is a good thing. And this is also because some people, just like Malako has explained, she doesn't like vegetables very much. I think the problem with vegetables, I love vegetables. I just hate cleaning and chopping them. It's so annoying.
That's the problem.
Just potato. I like potato.
Only potatoes. No, for me, I like all of them. If someone prepares it, I'll eat it. But if I have to prepare it, it's annoying.
Yeah, it's very, very.
It's time consuming. You need a lot of water, soap, vinegar. You have to wash and wash again and wash and wash again. You know, it's so annoying. That's the problem. But it's nice.
I used to didn't like it, but then I start getting recipes from internet for how to prepare vegetables in a healthy way, so it becomes yummy.
No, for me the problem is not yummy or not. It's yummy. It's just the time it takes to to make it. That's my only problem.
Yes, that's the problem. Why sometimes I didn't eat the healthy.
Yeah, I get what you mean. All right, interesting, very interesting. So we're gonna read about some information about how we can improve our health by just drinking juice. So you might think, juice, what kind of juice? We're going to find out what kind of juice can maybe help you quite a lot. But first of all, we have a few words we need to cover here in exercise number 2. So the first word is a fast. So I think all of you know fast from fasting, like in Ramadan, when people fast, this is a fast. The second word is go on a retreat. So this is maybe new. I'll talk about it. And then we have the word toxins. I'm not sure if you know this word either. And digest. All right, so fast, I think it's clear. This is what we do in Ramadan, right? When we don't eat, we don't drink. So this is fasting. And here it says, go on a retreat. What do you think this means, retreat? Who can maybe guess?
System.
Sorry?
System.
Not exactly, no. It's not a system. No, a retreat is like a place where you go, and in this place you maybe only eat certain food, or so this is the idea. A retreat is like it's like kind of a club, like a yoga club, where you have to stay in the place, a bit like a hotel. But a hotel, like a spa in a way, but you stay there, you don't go back home. You have to spend maybe a week, 2 weeks, depends. Do you get the idea? Retreat, the meaning of retreat. How can you translate it? I'm not sure if maybe Sana or Hajj can translate retreat. How would you say it in Arabic? Go on a retreat. What do you think?
I translated by Arabic معتكف.
هذا لو ترجمتها كverb يعتكف. ولا أنت ترجمتها كnoun a retreat. maybe أنت شكل
ذهاب إلى معتكف.
إلى معتكف ممكن.
في المعتكف أو اذهب
ممكن تمشي حالها معتكف. لكن هم الطريقة اللي يستعملوا فيها الريتريت اللي هو زي سبا، زي مجمع صحي، وفي بيات يعني بتقعدي فيه الفترة خلال مثلا أسبوع أو أسبوعين بحيث تكملي فيه زي الحلقة الخاصة بالدايت معين، مثلا ممكن تكون صيام، ممكن تكون عصائر فقط، ممكن تكون خضروات فقط، ممكن تكون مية فقط، ممكن تكون معاها يوغا، ممكن ما فيش معاها يوغا، ممكن معاها رياضة. Do you get the idea? It's a bit like this. So it's like a program where you take care of your health. It's becoming now popular in the West. I think even in Lebanon, Syria maybe, I'm not sure, but because of the war, but Lebanon, Egypt, these things are popular, I think. Then we have toxins. I don't know if you know this word, toxin. So toxin,
Yes.
yeah, it's
Poison. Poison.
like a
Harmful.
poison. Yeah, like poison. It's something bad for our health because a lot of unhealthy food has toxins or some toxins. So for example, if you fry food, a lot of food, or if you eat a lot of fried food, this fried food, especially if you use the oil a lot, it has toxins. So it's unhealthy. It's like poisonous substances in small quantities. Digest, I think you know digest. When you eat something, your stomach and your body will digest it. So it will break it down so you can absorb it. All right? So these are some of the words that we will read, or some of the words we'll use. Okay, so let me give you some time, take a few minutes. It says here, just juice. And the question is, can giving up food really improve your health? Joanne Fullerton spent a week at a retreat center to find out. So you can start here. And when you get to the bottom, just let me know. And I can scroll down. So take some time. Okay, I'm going to move a little bit the page. Okay, this is all of it, I think.
Okay, I finished.
Okay.
Also me?
Have you finished also?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of this juice retreat? Do you like this idea?
But only juice, it's difficult, I think.
Yes.
I think it's easier than Ramadan. In Ramadan, we have nothing from
Yes,
from Fajr to Maghrib. There's
nothing,
no.
Yeah,
but
but we eat when
yes, there is a
True.
pizza and
Pizza.
but the
Yes.
whole day we're
but
just
Sorry,
like
yes,
doctor.
only juice, it's the difficult.
Not just one day, for a
also
week.
For
For a
a
whole
week
week.
and only juice.
Only juice.
yes, and not the delicious juice we know.
Yeah, it's not sugary
It's,
juice now. But most of
yeah.
them
No,
vegetable
yeah.
juice. Most of it is.
Yes.
I think they want to keep sugar low as much as possible.
Yes.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
like the
like,
idea. I think it's fun for
I don't
one week. It's
like
okay.
this. I don't like this diet because
You
the
don't.
body needs some bread and some, but
But
should be healthy, not
you
Maybe
think
just
it's
for one
unhealthy?
day.
You think it's unhealthy this way, Sana, in your opinion?
I think yes, not healthy, especially for the body, because the body needed meat and needed some protein and some like this. Yes, I don't like this diet because there is a lot of diet nowadays like this. For 1 week, you eat only maybe banana for whole week. I
Yeah.
think it's not good idea. No.
Yeah. And Hajar, what do you think? What's your opinion?
I think it's good for one day. It's good for your body because I hear it about that before. It's interesting to clean your body, but not for
not
a
more.
week. Yes.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay. Now here in this question, they're asking, how did the woman who tried this, what's her name, Joanne Fullerton, how did she feel after the week was over? I don't know if we have her photo, but how did
I
she
think
feel?
happy with the lose. I think happy.
She lost 3
because
kilos.
she lost 3
Yeah,
kilos.
little.
Yes.
Yeah, but here usually the first kilos they usually say mostly are water. They're not usually fat in the beginning. So I don't know.
I hear some people not they are not used for just for diet for getting healthy. So this program doesn't
Focus on weight loss.
Yeah,
It focuses on health.
Health, yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, this is I think the intention or behind it. I think that's their goal. It's to improve health rather than lose weight. So I think you're right. Okay. All right. So let's choose true, false, and maybe after that we can have a little break for prayer. All right. So let's start here with number 3. So true and false. If it's true, just let me know. We'll tick it. If it's false, we'll correct it. Number 1, you only drink vegetable juice on the retreat. Is this true?
No, they didn't mention that.
Let's take a look.
I think, but only juice, vegetable juice.
Juice.
But
Yeah.
it's not only
Fruit.
it's
Fruit,
also
every
both.
3 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's mixed.
both of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of them. So you get fruit and vegetable juices, not only vegetable. So this is not so bad,
With the
right?
fruit, yeah.
Maybe you'll get mango with onion or garlic, or maybe you'll get
No, maybe
Oh.
mango. No, not mango. No,
maybe banana
because
with
a lot of
I think
with
they
sugar
put
there
it
potato,
on
banana
the
and potato,
carrots,
tomatoes,
celery.
celery, yes.
I think
Maybe maybe
yeah,
spinach
spinach.
and
Yes,
apples together.
they use
yeah.
spinach with berries.
Yes.
They say it's delicious.
I don't think it's delicious. It might be healthy, but I think it's disgusting because
Yes.
imagine spinach and berries. It just doesn't work together. They're healthy. I admit it's healthy, but I don't think it'll taste good at all. It's just it feels wrong. But number 2, it says Joanne wasn't looking forward to the experience. Is this true or false? What do you think, Sana? Was she looking forward to this experience or not looking forward to it? What do you think? And what does it mean, looking forward to the experience?
Maybe she want to.
do this experience.
Yes, excited to do it. But
Yeah.
but in the story, was she excited to do it or not?
I think there is. I don't know.
No,
I think
no,
there
I
is
think
no
it's
mention about looking for.
yeah. They feeling a bit nervous. She
Yes,
said.
nervous. Yeah.
But can you see the last sentence in the first paragraph?
Rather
Rather terrifying.
terrifying. Yes.
So does this mean she was looking forward to the experience?
No.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't looking forward. Okay, Louise worked at the retreat center. So let's see what they mentioned about Louise.
No.
The girl who shared with the room.
Yeah, the room.
Yeah.
And
so
yeah.
She's also a guest. She doesn't work there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says fasting helps your body get rid of toxins.
Yes.
Yes, that's what they mentioned.
For food.
Yes. Yes. That's what they said. They said, so when we fast, our body does not have to digest food, so it has time to get rid of toxins. So it's correct. Okay, next point, number 5, it says, Joanne felt fine on day 2 of the retreat.
No. I think headache.
Yeah, she had a headache.
She has
But was it by day 2, the headache? Correct. Yeah, the second day.
It started on the second day.
Yeah. So she had an awful headache on the second day. Okay. So sorry, this is false. What about number 6? It says the 5th day was easier than the 3rd day.
Yes, true.
Yes, that's true. She kind of got used to it by the 5th day. Joanne has changed her diet since the retreat. Is this true?
Yeah, she careful. She careful
Exactly.
about what she eats.
It's true. So she's a little more careful. She's more careful. Interesting. Okay, so we'll read a little more about this retreat and maybe discuss our opinions about it in the next question. But let's have a little prayer break first, and we'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So see you in a bit.
See you.
Okay. Okay, hello. Who's back? Who's not back?
Hello.
Okay, hi, Hajar. All right, so let's continue. So we talked about the retreat, and I think we also answered this when I asked you if you would like to go on such a retreat. I think you mentioned Sana thinks it's not a very good idea, just juice. And you, I think Hajar also mentioned maybe for one day, but not more. Okay, but the second question here, I'm also curious. Do you know anybody who's been on a retreat like this? Someone who's tried something similar to this? Maybe not juice, maybe, I don't know, something else. Do you know anybody who tried this, Hajar, before?
Yeah, my sister do that. They died for eat one thing for one day, I think, or week. Just eat maybe bananas. They said it's awful.
It's awful.
Yeah.
She didn't like it. She said it's not
Yeah,
good.
because after that they will hate the ingredients they eat.
So the thing that you eat for one complete day, you'll hate it after you're done.
Yes.
I see what you mean. Okay. So, but anyone else? Do you know anybody else who's tried something like this? Maybe from your friends?
No, I didn't know how to do that, but I hear one blogger, Arabic blogger, who do the it's like the same juice for 1 week for a juice. She said it's very good.
You mean she liked it? She recommended it?
Yeah.
But what kind of
Especially
juice?
for women. Celery. Celery. They said celery for.
Just celery.
Celery, carrot, berries. Also what they call.
Did it include fruit or no fruit?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
vegetable?
Also the fruit. Beetroot. They use beetroot. Yeah,
beetroot. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, all fruits and vegetables.
So it was a mix.
Yeah.
So this means very similar to the one in the lesson here in the article.
She said it's good for women who just she was pregnant and she
Is this good for women who are pregnant?
No, after the pregnant. After
pregnancy. After childbirth.
Yeah, after the childbirth. It's good, she said. I don't know.
Yeah. I was thinking and during pregnancy that'd be a bit of a stupid idea.
Yeah, not very good idea.
All right, okay. So this was the juice retreat. Now we're going to talk a little bit about grammar and about relative clauses and how we can use these relative clauses to talk about things. So take a look here. It says we often use relative clauses to say which person, thing, place we're talking about. All right. So it says here, number 4, look at the relative clauses in bold in the article, then fill in the gaps with who, that, which, whose, where, and when. I don't think we need to look at the article. I think you can already do this. So here, what I want you to do is, I want you to choose which relative clause we can use for people from this list. And I'm just going to put all of them in boxes.
Who and whose for people.
Okay, and what about for things?
For things, which and that.
Okay, for places.
Where?
Where?
Okay, and for possessives.
When?
And for time.
For time.
For
When?
time when?
And for possessive.
Yeah. For possessive.
What do you think, Sana, for possessives?
Maybe I don't know. That.
And for things.
Which.
Okay.
I don't know.
This means maybe it will be better if I show you in the article how we use them. Here it is. 2-page. Let's take a look. Let's start here. It says, I'm the type of person that eats 3 meals a day. So she's talking about herself, right? She said, I'm the type of person that eats. So this means, how can we use that? For what?
With the person.
Yeah, exactly. So we can use that with people. So let's use that here. And let's continue. Let's see how they use them.
Maybe who's for the possessive.
Right. Who's for possessive? And the woman who I was sharing the room with.
This is for the person. People.
Right. Okay. And it says here, the food that we usually eat. The food that we usually eat. So how did we use that?
Even for things. Yeah.
Right, right. And then she said, contains toxins which stay. Toxins which stay.
Which and that for thing.
Right, right. And earlier she said, I was taken to the guest room, the guest house where everyone was staying.
Yeah.
Where for
places.
Right, right. And then it says, where's when? So it's the last one, so it's for time, it's clear. I don't think we need to. But let's see where they used it in the article. Just let's see. They used it. On day 3, my headache was getting much worse, and this was also when I started to get really hungry. Okay. So this means our answers are correct. Okay. So if you want to talk about people, we need to use that and who. If we're talking about things, we use that and which. If we're talking about places, we use where. For possessives, we use whose, and for time, we use when. So that's the idea. Now, it says here, this is an interesting question, actually. It's one of the trick questions that usually pages like to use. But let me explain it. So it says here, look at the underlined relative clause in each sentence A and sentence B. Okay, so it says here, I'm the type of person that eats 3 meals a day. And in part B, it says in sentence B, the food that we usually eat contains toxins. So the question says, what is the subject of eats in sentence A, and what is the subject of eat in sentence B? Okay, because remember that eat is a verb. So we want to look for its subject. يعني ندور الفاعل لإيت هذه الفكرة.
For the first one, it's I am eats 3 meals a day.
Okay. And what about B?
We. No. The food. The food.
Oh, correct. In part B, the subject is the food, but in part A, it's actually that. I'm the type of person that. So in the second example, that, it works as if it's part of the subject. Do you get the idea? So it's related to, it's with the subject. All of this together is the subject. But in the first example, that is not, it's not the subject.
Yeah, it's optional.
It's optional. That's the issue. Because this is the question here. They're asking when is it optional to put the relative pronoun and when is it obligatory that you have to put it? This is the question. And actually it says we can leave who, that, which when it is or isn't the subject. What do you think? When can we leave it out, like in the second example? Because in the second example, you can say the food we usually eat contains toxins. So here you can remove, it's optional. بين القوسين هذه تقدر تخليها تقدر تنحاها بجوكم. So the rule here, it's asking when can we leave it out? أمتى نقدر ننحاها? Do we do that when it's the subject of the relative clause or when it isn't the subject of the relative clause? What do you think?
When it isn't.
That's it.
Subject.
When it isn't the subject. And let me show you a little more about this in the summary so you get the idea, because in many situations it's optional. You don't really have to use it when it's not the subject. But let's see how we can use this. So 72. All right, here we are. So relative clauses. So the first part is correct, blah, blah, blah. All of it is correct, correct, correct. Okay, here it is. So this is the rule we want to talk a little more about. So here we're going to talk about leaving out who, that, and which. All right. So it says we can leave them out when it isn't the subject of the relative clause. Compare the relative clauses in these sentences. So let's take a look at these two sentences. It says here in sentence A, I'm the type of person that eats 3 meals a day. In this sentence, we must use that because it's the subject of the relative clause. Do you get the idea? يعني ذات تشتغل كأنها هي الفاعل. لأن ذات أصلا هي تنوب على الفاعل اللي هو الفاعل الحقيقي اللي هو هذا ein. هو نفسه أصلا ein. هو نفسه البيرسون. هو نفسه ذات. Do you get the idea? يعني ذات بمثابة تهمة الزوز أصلا هي نفسها. هي الفاعل ذات. In this situation you have to keep it because it's the subject of the relative clause. We need to use it. It's very important. But here in part B, it's not the subject. We can leave it because we is the subject. And actually, this is what Hajar said. He said we is the subject in part B. It's correct. That we usually eat. So, يعني that تعود على الfood, not the subject. In this situation, it's optional. If you want to leave it, if you want to keep it, up to you. But هذه طبعا القصة تصير في الwhich وفي الذات وفي الwho. لكن لما نجود الpossessive whose, we never leave it out. ما نقدروش نحاها. Do you get the idea? We can't always do this. We can only do it with who, that, and which. This is the idea. It says we can leave out where if we add a preposition at the end of the sentence. Okay. ففي شرطة هنا. If you want to leave out where, there is one condition. You have to put a preposition at the end of the sentence. So that's the cafe where I met my wife. Or لو بتغيروها من غير استعمال where, you can say that's the cafe I met my wife in. Do you get the idea? يعني الإن هنا تعطي دلالة على المكان. يعني بدل ما تستعملوا where تقدروا تستعملوها in this situation. بالنسبة لي when نشوفوا لو في حالة نقدر نحاها. It says you can leave it out. تقدر تنحاها بشرط واحد أنه يكون التايم reference واضح. So it means you have to use a word which refers to time. زي Monday مثلا. Because Monday refers to time. حيعطيك تاريخ وقت يعني. So you will say Monday is the day when I play tennis. Or you can say Monday is the day I play tennis. So these are a few rules to keep in mind when we use relative clauses. Okay, so this means let's go back and let's do the exercise and let's try to get used to it. So here we are. Where is it? Okay. It says here, fill in the gaps with who, that, which, whose, where, or when. And sometimes you have more than one possible answer. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start with, I'm going to read number 1 and Hajar, you can do number 2. So number 1 says, most of the food that I buy is organic. What about number 2, Hajar?
I have some friends who are vegetarians.
Right. And number 3, Sana?
I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone.
And these are your options. You can use who, that,
Okay.
which, whose, where, or when.
I don't know anyone who has no. That I don't know anyone that has been on a bus.
Can you
Who,
say
that?
correct? And can we use who?
No, who?
We can use who.
Who? Yeah, we can use, yeah.
We can
who,
use
for
both.
person.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, what about number 4?
The food that I had last night wasn't very healthy.
On number 5?
There is the last one person in my family who eats meat every day.
There's at least one person in my family who eats correct. But can we use another one?
That.
Right. And number 6?
In my family, we usually eat vegetable where we buy in the market. Which we buy in the market.
Right. Number 7?
I don't know anyone lifestyle is really healthy. No, I don't know anyone who lifestyle is really healthy. Or who
Because we're talking about lifestyle.
lifestyle.
The lifestyle of the person. So what do we use?
Okay. That lifestyle is really healthy.
What do you think, Haj?
Whose?
Right. Whose? whose lifestyle is
It's
really healthy?
possessive.
Possessive.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the lifestyle of the person. So معناها ملكيته يعني lifestyle تتبع له. So possessive. Okay, number 8.
I tend to go to restaurants where they serve healthy food.
Okay. Restaurants where they...
Which?
Yes. Which and that.
Yeah, which?
Because we're referring to
The restaurants.
as
the
a thing. Yeah,
yes,
not
as
a
thing.
not a place, exactly. That serve, which serve. I tend to go to restaurants. They no. Your first answer is right. Because we have they. So we have to use where they. Do you get the idea, Hajar? I tend to go to restaurants where they.
Place, yes.
Yeah,
Where.
here we need the where. But for example, if there's no they, هنستعمل which or that. I tend to go to restaurants that serve. ولا which serve. لكن بما أن عندنا they where they serve نتكلم عليهم كأنهم أماكن where they serve. All right. And number 9.
New Year is the time when I always eat too much.
Right. And number 10.
I know a shop where you can buy really good fruits and vegetables.
That's correct. All right. So all of these are examples of how to use relative clauses. Like I said, they're not too difficult, but I think they're quite important. So we'll complete what's left of this in our next lesson. We'll do this exercise. It's a listening exercise, and we'll get a chance to choose the right answers. And hopefully we can also start with our next lesson, which is good news, bad news. Here we're going to talk a little bit about the present perfect again, but we're going to mix active and passive. This is very common in the news. If you listen to the news, you'll see they do this a lot, using the passive present perfect. They use it a lot. All right, so this is for our next lesson. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you again on Wednesday.
Good night.
Welcome. Good night.
Salam
Bye-bye.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Bye-bye.